Mrs. O.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, madam. I can't.
Okay.
This is a deliberate attempt, and people are trying to. They are trying to scuttle my political ambition. This just tells you that.
I've been saying. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. The network is still very, very terrible.
Yeah. We'll have to.
But
Somebody said, I thought you were not interested in politics.
I'm not. I didn't say I was interested in politics. So, not going. You see them. They started. They started misconstruing what I say. You see them. I will take appointment. But I will not put my face on a poster. I will never ever contest to be anything. No, I will never ever. I will not.
I understand that
They had led a good example
and in projecting themselves as good family people. So I see you also as a good family man. Is that true or false?
I can't hear you, madam. You said what?
I said I spoke to one of the godfathers there in the industry yesterday.
So sorry, guys. We've had such a lot. We've had a lot of hiccups today. With our internet service. But we try to get as much as possible.
Madam.
Welcome back, Mr. Owen Gee.
Mrs.
It's
O.
such a shame that we're not able to interrogate as deep as possible as we would want, but
Madam, we must finish this interview. We just must finish. We just must finish it. We must finish this interview today. I was about changing my phone, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry?
I said I was about changing phones.
Oh, I see.
So the network will not think, that we're only using all of this. But I think it's just one of those days, and it's understandable. That's why most times when a lot of my colleagues who have relocated abroad, when they call me and we are doing Instagram chats like this is the only thing they use in yabbing us. They say, you see, you are your devilish network. See how it's working. And then I can actually detect where the problem is coming from, because theirs is moving, but mine is somehow. But now, we are both in Lagos, and I don't know whether the problem is from my network or from your own.
Yeah. It comes out. No problem. So, like I've said, what we were really interrogating more is the areas, because we need to drive it down. We need to drive it home. How these young people can be more purposeful, be aware of regulations if there are in the industry, how they're able to work within the context of the regulations that should be established, and how it can also drive through every other sector of the industry as well. So I see you have somebody who also is very aware about such things, and being able to establish. So we want you to do that. We want you to spearhead. We want you to be involved in the change, of legacy in that space, and give room for people who are the talents. Give room for the talent who want to be able to make something out of that industry, and let it be legitimate. Let it be purposeful for them.
Yes. Now that you've proposed it, and you've also had the opportunity of having on the show the likes of Ali Baba and Oke Bakassi, who we call.
The good thing is that Ali Baba already is in that space. He's already he's mediating. He's in the middle as a middleman with government and with his people as well, with the other practitioners as well.
Yes, when his appointment actually came up, I'm one of those, I threw a secret party to celebrate. He's been appointed chairman of the creative committee on COVID-19. And I was so happy because finally, not only is the creative industry finally getting a voice, but the comedian heading such committee, of course, shows that we're getting some form of recognition. And I think that, I think that should come with an extension of what Ali Baba is currently doing. I think now it's easier for us to drive home the point, because if the federal government, can recognize a comedian and say, look, come and chair this committee, it means that, we have recognition. It means that they know that our industry exists.
Exactly.
So it's now for us. And I think one of the best ways to drive home having this association is that I need to actually reach out to comedians of influence. And when I say comedians of influence, I mean comedians who have mentored, who have trained, and who also have a bunch of other comedians after them, that they have served as mentors too. Once you are able to touch those people, the information will get down to the root. Even if you can touch by 10 or 12 of those kind of people, speak with them, let them know the importance of unity, let them know the importance of driving this particular industry forward, with unification. entail, what the rest would entail, putting everything into paper. And that's the easiest part. But actually getting them interested is number one. And I promise you, I am making a pledge. I'm putting my hand on the left part of my heart to say that these suggestions that you have made, and you also made it not only in my presence, but in the presence of people like Ali Okay and Helen Paul, you know, who are strong people in the industry that you have made. I will take it upon myself, and I will be the Moses of the comedy industry and lead us as one people to the promised land. That I am promising here today.
Amen.
And God willing.
Help you. God help
Amen.
you. God
Amen.
help you.
Amen.
God help you. So, like I said, that Okay Bakati has told us that the tradition and the culture in the comedy industry is that you don't have to have your career running smoothly at the expense of a family. So I see that a lot of you are family-oriented, driven men.
Yes.
Is that the same with you too, Mr. Owen Gee?
I mean, it has become a trend. It's so difficult, you know. We comedians, we always pride ourselves in saying we comedians are probably the only industries that don't have divorces. You know, there's no quarrel. We say Nollywood, small time. This one, my actor, is no longer going out with this one. This one has divorced this. This one has that. Same thing with music. That we are the only one, you know, who seem to be able to get it together. You know, when it comes to marriage and family values and homes and so on and so forth. And I think it comes down the pecking order, because I'll give you an example. I'm very, very close to Basoj Taria Jr. And one thing that Basoj has one of the legends. And one of the things that Basoj would always tell me is, Owen, after God, family. After God, family. As long as you're on earth here, family first. Never joke with your family. Never, ever, never, ever give people the opportunity to toy around with your family. Be the least person in your family, even when you know that you are the head. Be a good provider. Be a good director. Be a good, you know, so those are the things that he preaches. And I hear the likes of Ali Baba, the likes of Okay, the likes of, for example, Julius. Julius, Julius, you should see Julius when he's with his wife. If you don't, I think Julius probably is one of those people who started preaching, comedians introducing.
Give us one of Julius's kids. Maybe Julius for us now. Maybe Julius for us.
You know, the moment Julius sees you and is with his wife, and you come to greet him and say, bros, how now? You don't see my dad before. This is my wife. Have you met my wife? Oh, you mean you don't know my wife? Can you believe it? You don't know madam. This is my wife. Look at my, look, she's taller than me. She feels taller than me, but my pocket, my account is taller than her account. That is madam standing there. Can you see madam there? You know, that's, so most times, you know, they would always want you to know who their wives are and, you know, celebrate them family-wise and so on and so forth. Which is why, you know, at times I've had this talk with my wife, especially when she annoys me, and we quarrel for a few days at times. You know, I'll just look at her and say, man, if to say I be musician or actor, I for don't divorce you. I for don't divorce you. Because nobody wants to have the record of first comedian.
Me the first comedian to divorce.
And now to divorce. So because we are jokers. You know, that's what we call ourselves. You know, it's our duty to make comedy of things that are happening. You now become the butt of the joke. You know, if you divorce your wife or there's any quarrel and it goes public, you see one young comedian will go on stage. Now, wow, last week, Bros Owen Gee and his wife separated. You know what caused the separation? You now become the topic of the, and nobody wants to be the topic of discussion. So we've all had to maintain that. And we are also very silent with our family. You know, yes, we are not the type who's very few, maybe about 5% of us. You really know, if you go to my wife's page, for example, you will not see her picture on her pages. It's her business that she's doing. And so it's like that with so many other comedians. So I think we're also reserved, you know, family-wise. We try as much as possible to keep our families away from, you know, the public glare. And I think that is part of what has really worked for a lot of us.
Thank you so much, Owen Gee. It's been really, really enlightening and absolutely informative, what you have shared. Some of the highlights, I hope that I'm able to pull them, you know, because we really, really got a lot of things from you. Just one last word, you know, for you to encourage your young entrants into the industry, and also those who are being hit badly in this situation, in this period in time. What do you have to say to them, to encourage them?
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. I think one of the highlights of this interview so far has been the network. The network has been the winner. The network has been.
We will not give the network the winner. We won't. I can hear you now.
Hello.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. You see there. Okay. No, somebody's. You see people. Somebody is saying, "What do you think of the Jude Okoye and Cynthia Morgan and May D?"
I don't know if you are the producer. If you are the producer now, I'll ask you. Or if you are in the music industry, I'll ask you. I
think it's because of I think it's because of my knowledge, and you know, I was once vice president of a music label, so I seem to have some knowledge of music, and I was vice president A&R.
You want to throw more lights there?
Yes, I think it's a miscommunication in the contract. It's not enough to come on social media and make all of the noise. This is why we have representation. The record label has what we call a lawyer. The artist has a lawyer. Most times there are so many artists who do not read contracts. They don't read their contracts. I, for example, as an artist, do you know that I had to go and study the art of reading contracts, despite the fact that I have a lawyer? So most times when the contract is sent to me, I would sit down for days and I would peruse through the contract. All of the clauses and terms that I do not understand, I will underline them, probably use a colored pen or something to underline them, so that when I go to meet my lawyer, those terms and clauses can be better explained to me. And all of these things were stated in black and white. Artists, this is your responsibility to the record label. Record label, this is your responsibility to the artist. So for both parties to come up on social media and start making noise and so on and so forth, it doesn't solve anything. You are just washing your dirty linen in public. You know, as much as you blame the other party, you should also blame yourself. If you say that the record label has taken your name, what did you sign? Did you sign a contract where it stated that your name, inclusive of all of your copyright, all of your work, belongs to the record label? Was it the record label that gave you the name? Are they the ones that gave you? Did you sign out your name? You know, I've never heard before anywhere abroad when Michael Jackson or Whitney Houston or all these people, when they leave their record labels, they don't leave their names behind. And even in cases where a name change had to be involved, for example, Tina Turner. Tina Turner was not, her husband's name was Ike Turner. So she took his name via marriage. Yes. And so when they were divorcing, when they were separating, she said, look, I will give you all the money, all the business, all the this, but let me keep the name, because this is the name that people know me by. And so she went ahead and started all over again, but still holding on to that name. And that is the name that she has answered up till now. They didn't go on any media to make all of this noise and so on and so forth. So I believe the fault is from is from both sides. I believe it's from both sides. I believe the problem is from both sides. They need to get their lawyers involved. Can you hear me, ma'am? Now, as regards the part for young comedians who want to come into the industry, we all have different rules that we give young comedians to encourage them when they are coming into the comedy industry. But for me, I'd like to say that if you want to move up the ladder, there is no shortcut to success. There is none.
Yes.
If you look for a shortcut, you will be cut short. That is just it. A lot of us have paid our dues and still paying our dues. I am currently having sleepless nights. Sleepless nights. Despite this whole pandemic, I am still working. I've just completed 2 movie scripts that I'm looking for people who can partner with me to shoot. I've written 2 TV programs during this pandemic. I have not only written the programs, I have also written how to pitch, how to come and sell the program to you. If you want to invest your money in partnering with me with the program, I should be able to show you that the programs would sell once they get on television. Yeah. So I've had to learn how to pitch. I've had to learn how to write a TV program during this particular period. I've had to go on. I've started working on my book. Secretly started working on a book that I'm to release by next year. So the work continues. But once you come into the industry, if you know that you have interest in the areas of comedy, there are some things from my part that I feel that you should do. The first part, the first one is that you have to show creativity. You have to show creativity is important. And what is creativity? Creativity is to show innovation. It's for you to be innovative. In whatever industry it is that you are going to, first rule, be creative. Creativity means innovation. That's the first thing. The second one is that you have to be very, very intelligent. Intelligence it's important. And what's intelligent? It's like your mental ability to learn and understand something.
Yes.
You know, intelligence is different from brilliance. When you are brilliant, it means that you are school smart. When you are intelligent, it means that you are both school smart and street smart. So first one, you have to be creative, that's innovation. Second one, you have to be intelligent, that's the mental ability to be able to understand something. The third one is that you have to make good use of opportunity. Opportunities would always come, no matter how small they are. Opportunity is when you are given a small opening to project yourself. Yes. Prepare for the days that opportunity will come. Those days will normally come. They would always come. I'll give you an example. An example is that young man called Kenny Black. Before Kenny Black became big, it wasn't more than 5 years ago, but he had been honing his skills for more than 10 years. He had been preparing for that opportunity. And so at every opportunity where there was always a comedy show and the acts who were on the bill were not ready to perform, Kenny Black would always go behind stage and say, can I do 5 minutes? Can I do 6 minutes? And that is how he became an instant hit. Because by the time he finished performing, by the time he's given the opportunity, the acts who were built to perform will not want to come up on stage any longer because Kenny Black has stolen the show. The fourth one is that you have to learn to brand yourself. And what is branding? Branding is that you have to be different. You have to be of a different make. Yeah. You have to show the world why you yourself. You outlive time when you brand yourself. I'll give you an example of people who have branded themselves. Michael Jackson. Shokoto no dey reach ground. White socks. Glove for hand. Wear small jackets. Coily hair. Anybody dresses like that, you will say that is the Michael Jackson outfit. Up until now, even kids who are as young as 15 years old know who Lagbaja is. Because Lagbaja is supposed to be a mythical artist. In fact, during this COVID-19, Lagbaja trended a lot because he had seen the future and started wearing masks a long time ago. You know, Lagbaja has remained unique over time. We've known him forever. And that is because he branded himself. He created a unique identity. So branding is very important. See products like, very, very important. See products like Coca-Cola. You give birth to a child today. Once the child starts speaking and he has tasted Coke once, the next time you ask him, what do you want to drink? He says, Coke. Coke. You know, Coke has branded itself so much that it appeals to almost everybody. So as a comedian, you have to brand yourself so that people will know where you belong. You know? Then the last one is that you have to be unique. Unique means you have to be extraordinary. You have to find out or see how you can be the first of your kind, meaning that there is no other like you. That's the hardest part in the industry. You have to have gotten to the pinnacle of your career as you push yourself before you can attain a level of uniqueness. What makes me different? You know, so brands will say, why do you want to call this person? They will say it is because that person is unique. It is because you are extraordinary. It's because you bring something different to the plate. So that is very, very important. So these are the qualities that I feel that young comedians who are just starting in the game can, of course, embrace. You know, do a lot of hard work. Start working for the future. Write books, write movies, write stage plays, right? The world is evolving. Things are changing. You know, the Netflixes are here. The HBOs are here. People that will buy that script, people that will buy that book, you know, people that will pay premium money for that thing are already coming in. Start working from now. Thank you, ma.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We hear you. I hear you. Be unique, be hardworking, have tenacity, push your values as much as possible. Test and test and test and test your worth. Test and test and test your worth to be able to know how strong you can be in the industry. Brand yourself, be unique. God bless you, Mr. Owen Gee. I want to thank you so much for even testing, even showing that tenacity for this session with all of the hiccups that we had. I think we were still able to grab as much as we can. And
can I say something? Can I say something very quickly, ma'am?
All of the people that came as well.
Yes. Can I say something very quickly, ma'am? Let me use this opportunity to thank you so much for putting up such a brilliant program. A lot of young people are used to programs that are either entertaining or programs that are only doing giveaways at this point in time. But I think that you are doing the highest form of giveaway by bringing in life-changing experiences, by bringing in people, you know, who can help them fish for the future, by bringing in people who can help them mold, you know, the future moving ahead. I'd like to thank you so, so much for putting together this out-of-the-box series. We all should try and start thinking out of the box. We need a lot more people like you, a lot more people who is interested in what young people are doing, who are interested in effecting a change in the world. And I want to please beg you, ma, that no matter what happens, no matter what the circumstances are, do not stop doing this. You know, you can reduce intensity because there are times when you'll be tired, Yes, when networks will frustrate you, but please do not stop doing this. A lot of young people need platforms like this to learn, grow, and develop. Thank you, ma. You are the real MVP.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Owen Gee. I really appreciate that. And we continue to pray that God will give us the strength and that fortitude and the creative ability to keep pushing and pushing the envelope. We pray so too. I want to thank every one of you who have joined in despite the inconsistency in the service. Thank you for being loyal. Thank you for pushing. Thank you for buying into the intrinsic value of this platform. I thank you so much, Erelu Wasini. God bless you, my darling friend, for joining in. And I want to say thank you to everybody. Happy Sunday. Enjoy the rest of the week. And I wish you all the best as you pursue your endeavors. God continue to endow you with the grace and the capacity for expansion. Have a great week. Thank you so much, Mr. Owen Gee. God bless.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.